Hey y'all, what's going on? I figured I'd make a little bit of a tutorial video here on how to remove the fairings on the newer Groms. I have looked on YouTube. I saw one that was pretty sketch. It was pretty bad. That wasn't really that good. And there was really no others that were actually doing it for the newer Groms for like, what is it, 16, 17, 18 Groms. This is a 2018 Grom. And what I'll do is we'll make a quick little video how to remove the fairings. I'll show you every single screw you'll need. You'll need Allen wrenches and you need to be able to take the pop rivets out from the back here. There's 2 pop rivets. Other than that, you're going to have to take the seat off and stuff like that. So I'll break it down for you, make it as easy as possible so for anybody down the road who buys a Grom or has a current Grom that needs help figuring out what screws or bolts they need to remove. I'll be glad to help you out with this video. So if it does help you out, make sure you hit a big thumbs up afterwards. Share the video for anybody who needs help, and we'll help the Grom community grow even better. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you everything step by step, and then we'll move on from there. Here we go. All right, the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and actually remove the actual seat off of the Grom. So go ahead and pull it up, remove it. You guys probably done this many times before. I'm looking at my bike. It is filthy. So what you're going to need to do is you can actually remove all of this in your plastic with just having to take off the bolts. So you're going to have 2 screws here, okay? You're going to have your 2 screws here. You're going to have to take these screws off. And when you actually get this plastic pieces off, you're going to see a screw here and a screw here, okay? After that, there are, it's 1 screw here underneath, just regular Phillips head. And then you have 2 more down here as well, okay? So that's a lot of screws already, guys. But all of this, that's going to connect to this, here. These 2 will have to come off. And then you're going to have the 2 screws in the front with the Allens, 2 pop rivets in the front, and then the front. So I'll go ahead and move the camera, show you those real quick, then we'll go ahead and start disassembling it. Alright y'all, now for the fronts, you have your 2 that you can take Allen keys off. You can see the braces here from my Chimera intake. There's a brace right here. This is where it's the second one back in case you decide to install one. You have a screw up here, okay? And you're gonna have 2 pop rivets right here. You can just use a little itty bitty Allen key to push it in and pop them out. That's all there's gonna be to it. That's all you will need to remove in order to get the entire fairings off from both sides. So that's something like about 10 or 12 screws, something like that. So let's go ahead one by one, start disassembling it, and then I'll show you what we need to be at each point. So here we go. I'll start from the back and work my way to the front. All right, let's go ahead and start with the back here. You're gonna wanna remove these 2 screws right here right away. So we'll just work our way from there and work our way up to the front. Now, here's one step you guys can figure out on your own whether you want to use it or not. There's 2 little screws here and here that will individually take the yellow plastic off and leave the actual black here, the black part of the plastics here on. But what I've learned is it's easier just to slide the whole thing off and go from there. So, next thing we want to do is up underneath the actual fender on the yellow part right here, there's another Phillips head screw. There's also 2 right here as you guys will looking at your stuff later on. So we'll go ahead and remove this screw here now. Like I said, I'm just going to do this to both sides really quick and work my way back. So that way you guys can follow along with me. And I hope this helps everybody out there who has these Groms in case you need to take it apart for the very first time. Once you take it apart one time, you should never have another problem with this again. And you'll be just fine on it. So here we go. Let's go ahead now and get our actual wrench out. We'll go ahead and take these 2 bolts off right here, and that should generally free up the whole tail end of the assembly. So give me a second to go ahead and get the actual wrench out. All right, next thing we're gonna need is a 10mm actual socket. We're gonna take off this one and this one here, okay? So just takes a little bit of a turn, because like I said, I've already done this before, obviously more than once doing all my installs, but I was just trying to help out some people because people I see it on the Facebook groups and on YouTube, they just didn't know what to do. So I decided to go ahead and make this a little bit of a video for you all and just kind of show it to you where everything actually goes on the bike. I'll sit down here real quick. I like to keep things kind of generally lined up so I know where they go. So that way I don't have to struggle too much with anything. Like I said, this is the point now. If you just want the plastic here off, the yellow only, you would take off these screws right here and here. And that way these plastics only would come off and you could actually leave this on the back. If you only need to take off one side, that was be the way to do it. But if not, we'll be actually pretty good to go right here. So there's gonna be these little push areas right through here, and there's a little clip here. You're gonna have to make sure you get that off. Push this out here, and then it will actually come right off. So here we go, let's go ahead and wait for the plane to come over, and I'll show it to you. All right, so you see I just pushed it out for a little bit here, pushed it out just a little bit here. Make sure you mind the actual clip here. Both sides are loose. Here we go. Just like that. You see what I'm saying? But if you only want to take the one yellow out, you have a little screw on each side here that you can actually remove. And there you go. That's the whole rear fairings are now off of it. So now you have access to whatever you want. Like when I installed my actual lights and stuff, I had to get down in here, and that's when I took them off. Now, the next thing you want to do is remove right here. I think it's also a 10 millimeter. And then, yes, it is. Here. Because now this, we're going to start working our way from the back to the front now. And we're just going to go ahead and do it. I think we got like, what, 4 more bolts and 4 screws. And we are done here. And then that's it. All the fairings will be off. And hope this really, guys, really do hope this helps you out a little bit. So, like I said, I keep myself in a little bit of a line here while we work all the way around. This is actually a lot more fairings and stuff, just it seems like screws just to get off the stuff than it was on my ZX6R over here. So, whatever. Next part we want to go ahead and take off is these 2 screws right here. Let's go ahead and take that off real quick. Like I said, this is not a big process, but it's just a lot of little screws here and there we got to actually remove. And then we're going to work our way down, and we're going to need our Allen keys after that. So we're going to be actually taking out those screws right there on each side. So just giving you guys a heads up. All right, so we're almost done. I think we have 2 more screws and 2 more pop rivets. So we're going to need the Allen keys here next, and then we'll be moving around to the front side. So here we go. All right, next bolts, like I said, is going to be right here. And then we have to take off these 2 as well. This is a 4.5 millimeter, actually, Allen key. So you just got to kind of loosen it up, and then you can just kind of unscrew it off here. And we'll work it off real quick. Good to go. And I want to say these are identical here as well. And they are. So this is actually going to be attached to my actual brace rod here for the actual Chimera intake. You have to have a brace on it because the original stock connects to the actual, what's it called up here? What's it called? My brain's dead here today. It actually connects to the original airbox. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we have to take this one off, but I go ahead and take it off anyways, just so for you guys to understand what I'm doing here. So now everything's done on the side. The last thing we have is 1 screw up here on each side. There's a screw here, a screw here, and I think I gotta take off these 2 screws here. I totally forgot and I skipped on that part. So we'll do these 2 screws, work up to the screws up in front, and then 2 pop rivets, and we are done. We are done, we are done, we are done. So let me go ahead and start taking off the back screws. All right, now there's gonna be 2 screws right here. They're side by side like this. I'm sorry I didn't have the camera at the right angle, but it's Phillips head screwdriver. So we'll just pop it in there and slowly move them off. And like I said, we have these 2, the one up front, the 2 pop rivets, and we are done. You can do this in any order you all want to. I just kind of did a little bit backwards here, going through here this way, but I just want to be able to show you the actual steps because I saw nobody on YouTube had a good one. And I really wanted to kind of show it to you all. Go from there. So let's go ahead and move around to the front, undo the front, and the 2 pop rivets, and we're done. The whole front will come off. So here we go. All right, as you can see, there's a screw right here we're going to have to actually remove. There's one on each side, of course, and then you're going to have 2 pop rivets on the inside. So let's go ahead and take that screw off real quick, and then we are generally about done with this removal process. Pop it out real quick. Now, what I recommend for the actual little rivets here in the front, there's going to be 1 here, and there's going to be 1 down here. Yes, you will have to remove them in order to get it off. Just get yourself one of the tiny little Allen ring or Allen wrenches you have right here, and just pop it out from there. That's the easiest way I found to get it out. There's 1, second one's there, and we're done. Okay, just kind of pull them out like so. Pull it out like so. And let's pull it around here so I can show it to you all. That way you guys get a good heads up here. I'll back it out of the camera a little bit. and let's remove it. There's going to be clips here which you have to hold on to it. Now, if you have not done the Chimera intake yet, there's a hook. It looks just like this that hooks onto the original airbox. So once you pop the top off this way, you're going to want to pull it up a little bit to unhook it from there. Okay. All right. So what I like to do is I start putting it from the back. Just kind of put it out from underneath there like that. It kind of hooks up underneath. Pull back a little bit through here. And then, like I said, if you still the original stock airbox on it has a hook like this right behind this area right here, so you want to kind of lift up a little bit and pull it away. And there you go. Voila! That right there is how you get your fairings off of a Honda Grom on the, I think it's 2016, 2017, and 2018. So y'all, if you really like this video, make sure you do share the video. Make sure you slam the thumbs up button. Let me know if it did help you out. Please, I'm glad to help out anybody I can with the stuff. You can already see I have the air intake install on it. And if you want to see those videos, you can kind of search them in my library. But there you go. There's how you access everything on the Grom and take all the little fairings off. So I hope this helped y'all out, and I will see you all at the very next video. Take care.